we've talked about acquiring new customers through having special events. And a lot of people say, whoa, 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 you're talking about big money, big money. I can't afford that. Let me ask you a question. What is the value of a lifetime regular customer? If someone comes in each week and buys something, how much value is that to you? Now, what is your job as a business owner? Your job as a business owner is to stay in business and make a profit. If you could bring in one new customer each week, 10 new customers each week, 100 new customers each week, and they would go ahead and spend X amount of money, what is the value of that to you? Well, here's how you calculate that. You want to find out the lifetime value of a customer. And you want to make sure that you know your numbers. First of all, how many regular customers do you have? Count them up. If you can't tell because you have so many, that's great. Maybe you don't need to watch this. But if you say, okay, I count up, I have regular customers, people that come in once a week, let's say 100. It depends upon your type of business, but let's say that you have 100 regular customers. What is the average amount of the purchase that they spend? Let's say they spend $100 each week. So $100 times 100 people, that is $10,000 per week that your regular customers bring in. Let's break it down. So if one person spends $100 a week on average, and they come in 50 weeks a year on average, that is $5,000 per year. If your lifetime, what is their lifetime value? Let's say they're going to stay doing that for the next 10 years. So 5,000 times 10 is 50,000. If your profit margin is 10%, that means that every time that you have a new customer that comes in that on average spends $100 a week, 50 weeks a year, and they'll do that for 10 years, that customer is worth $50,000 in total revenue for you. If you have a 10% profit margin, you've got $5,000 in profit that you just accrued. Anything less than $5,000 profits you, doesn't it? And so if you look at what the lifetime value is of your customer, and you can amortize that out, you now have a budget about how much you can spend. Well, what I like to do is I like to pay for results. And so rather than spending that money up front, does your business lend itself to having commissioned salespeople? Can you pay people to bring customers and bring people to your business? It doesn't have to be full-time. You don't have to pay them a salary. You can pay them a percentage of what they bring in. Again, if your profit margin is 10%, maybe you give them 100% of the first sale that they bring in. So if someone comes in and they bring in $100 worth of business, and you can go ahead and track that. Now you go ahead and you pay that person $100. Well, or $5 or $20, whatever it is. Now what you've just done is you've super incentivized them to go ahead and bring in more people. Can you do this in such a way that you incentivize your salespeople to bring in a lot of business and have it be profitable? You had to take a look at the numbers, you had to take a look at your cash flow, and you had to say what makes sense. But every time that you bring in somebody brand new and you treat them right and they're going to be a lifetime customer, they have a tremendous amount of value. Always calculate the lifetime value of your customer before you decide what your advertising budget will or will not be. Thank you, folks.